Hi! Random extra episode. I got 3 tweets when I asked if anyone had any questions, and I felt bad just picking one for the last video. Plus it was getting kind of long anyway. So I decided to make a new video and put them all here. So let's get started. Welcome to Ask Jenny, round 1. Tweets I got was, when did you decide you wanted to work for NASA, and how long does the program take from start to completion? So deciding to work for NASA, it's kind of a two-step process. So when I was a kid, I used to watch sci-fi shows with my dad. He was a big sci-fi buff, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. And my mom also got me this subscription to this binder that you got monthly pamphlets for, and the pamphlets were on things about space. So the planets, the moons, astronauts, the history, theories about black holes and parallel universes. Those are my favorite. And so those two things kind of sparked my passion for space and space exploration. So when you're a kid, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be an astronaut, or I'm just gonna go to NASA. I have no idea what I'm gonna do at NASA, but I want to work for NASA. It wasn't until late high school, I think, when I finally, discovered engineering and was like, okay, I want to be an engineer. Still not entirely sure which engineering I'm gonna go into in college, but that plus learning about more of what NASA does besides just sending things to space, specifically the technologies that come back and benefit humankind, those two things transitioned my want to work at NASA into I need to work for NASA. And I've probably mentioned it before when they called me with the co-op offer, and also when they called me with the full-time offer, I cried like a small child. So yeah, it was two things. As far as the program itself takes about 1.5 to 2 years, depending on our simulations and what we have to work on personally. Another tweet I got was, will you be training on SLS and Orion? So the answer to this is potentially. So I am an International Space Station flight controller in training. I will be working with the ISS once I'm certified. But just how some shuttle flight controllers had to transition over to the ISS when the shuttle was retired, if I'm still a flight controller when the ISS program ends, I will have to take training at that point in order to learn about the technical details of SLS and Orion. So the third tweet I got was, how long does your flight controller training last, which is the 1.5 to 2 years depending on simulations, and do you start working in mission control right after that? So the answer is yes, but there's a catch. So for newly certified flight controller, they don't want to just throw you into real-time mission control by yourself, just like, all right, real space station time, good luck, all right, see ya. No. So my first 2 assigned shifts, I will have someone sit with me to make sure that I really get the hang of it. I'm ready for real time. Probably to help our nerves being on real time for the first time. So yes, but I won't be by myself. Well, that's all the questions I received for this week. Please feel free, if you have questions, to send them to Twitter or Facebook, and I'll try and answer them in future blog entries or in another video like this. See you next time!